Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode 10 of the Spartan Tool Procast, brought to you by the International Institute of Sewer and Pipe Cleaning, where you can send your technicians to a 2-day course, get them trained by the best in the industry, get them certified as a drain cleaner, and you can visit those guys at www.sewerinstitute.com. I am Mike Seacoch, and with me, as always, is Eric Boonstra. And our lovely producer, Emily Simmons. Eric, Emily, how you guys doing today?
Great, Mike.
Another great idea, Em. Another great intro. I love it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Emily's not privy to our reindeer games 10 episodes in, if you guys can't tell. So.
That's right. It's 10. I can't believe the podcast is 10 already.
And we have an exciting episode today. But before we get into that, last week was a really good episode. So, Em, while I get set up, can you go ahead and recap episode 9 for our viewers? And then, Eric, take it away.
Absolutely, Mike. We'll see in just a second. Episode 9, last week we had Chris Schweitzer. He's our territory manager out in Northern California, Sacramento area. Just a really great guy. Guys, if you want to get to know some of our territory managers, if you live in that area or you just want to see behind the scenes of the Spartan curtain a little bit, check that out. Chris talks a lot about how he got into the industry, his favorite parts about being a territory manager. Just a really good episode.
Yeah, it was a great episode. So today we are going to talk about our Explorer camera system. Cameron Weber, our territory manager down in the Cincinnati area, is going to cover the system for us. This is a very versatile system. Works off a control box with a external reel concept. Anything from 130 out to 400 feet is what you can get these reels in. So all different sizes of pipe and configurations that you can get into. Cameron's going to go over the control box, the operation of that today, is basically the whole system. And we're gonna hopefully learn some good stuff today about the Explorer series.
All right, I think they're set up. I'm going to take myself off the screen and show them again.
All righty, how's it going, everybody? I'm Cameron. I'm Territory Manager 13 for Spartan Tool. I'm over here with Mike, and we're going to go over a couple of the Explorer cameras. These are a great system, and I'm really excited about them because they're very versatile and they're very tough. So they do everything from really small 1.5 inch, 2 inch lines all the way up to 12 inches, and we have one even bigger than this guy, which has 400 feet on the push rod. Pretty heavy duty.
Yeah, so we have cameras that will go up to 100 or all the way down to 130 feet, all the way up to our big commercial jobs at 400 feet. So Cameron today is going to be going over our versatile trap jumper.
This guy right here.
Cameron, what makes that trap jumper special?
It was designed to go through a house trap. So it's all in the head, the spring, and the push rod. It's a combination of everything.
Hey, for some of our viewers that might not be familiar, because you don't necessarily run into whole house traps all over, explain real quick the idea of a whole house trap as opposed to just some people think of traps underneath their sink, but that's not what we're talking about today, is it?
No, we're not. We're talking about house traps, which is a trap for your entire house. Does all of the plumbing and everything go into it. So this is designed to go through that so that you can see inside that main line coming off of that.
Yeah, whole house traps are typically very difficult to jump with a traditional camera system. Access is usually on the outside of the house through a clean out type access, and very difficult to get a camera to jump that trap. So this flex link on that camera is specifically designed to make it much easier to navigate and push through that house trap and push out towards the main.
All righty. Yep, that's just about everything for it. And I'm going to go over using this control box and how to do a survey, record, copy that, delete that, everything to go along with this. So we'll just go ahead and jump right in. So at first it looks a little daunting. When you first look at this, you see a million keys. It's a full keyboard. This keyboard is completely waterproof as long as this flap is down. So you're not going to have any kind of damage to this using out in the rain. Hell, you could even take a hose and wash it off after the job if you want to. It's a lot simpler than it looks. So the very first thing is there is a help key right on here. If you press that, it brings up device help, which can show you just about everything you need to know to use this unit. It is a bit wordy, but it's pretty awesome. So you can go keyboard layout, which will show you what all of these keys do. You can go out of that and go back in, how to copy files, how to record a basic survey. It's a very useful system. And going through any of these menus on here, there's an escape key, which allows you to exit those and get back to that main screen. So a couple things to note. It tells you your light level right here. You have a footage counter up here and then a battery level down there. You also have how many hours you can record. It says 2+ because right now this is a pretty clear hard drive. The hard drive on these is a 35 gigabyte hard drive, which is enough for about 25 hours of continuous recording. So enough for your 5 days a week, 5 hours a day. So it's really meant to be used. So we're going to jump right in. I like to start with easy. So easy, there's a basic survey on these units. To do that, you just simply press that guy right there. Now on the screen, you'll see this little red circle. That's telling me that it is recording. So at this point, I'm ready to go ahead and shove that down the line. As I'm going through the line, I can pause it if I need to. I can hit resume or the play button on there. It works just like an old DVD recorder, pretty simple. I can take a picture whenever I want by pressing that snapshot button there, and you'll see a little thing on the screen letting you know you took a picture. And the footage counter, I can zero it out with this key right here. So I just press and hold that, and now we're zeroed out. To end the recording, I just press that stop key. It's going to save. We just wait till that green square goes away, and that is now on our hard drive. So it's pretty easy for a basic survey. That allows you to do just a quick, easy job. Now, if we want to get more advanced, these systems allow you to do that too. They have what's called a survey, and to do that, we're going to press this Mina key. It looks like a blue M. Now it gives us a couple options. We're going to go cancel, new project, open project. So essentially, you create one project for an entire job site. So it could be a whole building. You can have multiple lines that you record all under that one job site, which is why it has open project there. So I can resume back where I left off, but since we don't have anything going on, we're going to hit new project. So with new project, we have quite a few little boxes of things we can fill out. It has file name, site name, address, operator, client. The only thing we have to fill out is file name. And we're just going to do Spartan for that. But if I wanted to, I could also add 1, 2, 3, 4 Street. And just go through this and fill it out how I feel comfortable.
Yeah, what's nice about this, Eric, I mean, remember our days back in the truck when we used to have to take a piece of paper and a Sharpie and write, the address and Mrs. Smith's house. And we kind of had to take the camera and move it around the basement because, unfortunately, there were some technicians out in the field that were using the same sewage pipe for all these different calls. So this is nice because it puts that time stamp on there and shows the customer, hey, this is exactly what we're talking about. And when Cameron gets to the next screen, I mean, we go so far as in depth to say what size the pipe is and what the pipe is actually made of.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a pretty sweet system. So at this point, once we have that complete, we just press that Mina key again. It says site info pressed, the site info complete. We can highlight yes or no with the arrow keys on the little keyboard over here. So I'm going to hit yes. Now this is that inspection. So this is what I was saying, how you could do multiple runs in a single location. So you have start. So this is where you're putting this camera down. So I'm just going to do clean out 1. I'll say it's a really long run. It's got multiple clean outs, direction. I'm going downstream and clean out 2. Date, time, material. Once again, you don't have to make this in depth unless you want to, but it does let you for the tech savvy guy. So I'm going to go material, play, and we're going down to 5 inches.
Yeah, and the beauty of this system is that you can get as detailed as you want to, depending on, if you're a drain cleaner or a plumber doing an inspection for say a home builder in a subdivision, and they're having you televise lines after they've maybe done a horizontal bore and want to make sure that you've not penetrated that the gas company hasn't penetrated or electrical hasn't penetrated a drain line, you can get super detailed with all of the information you put in here.
Yeah. So once you have all of that info complete, you just press that Mina key one more time. It is run info complete. We're going to highlight yes, press OK. At this point, it changes the icon that was on the screen. I don't know if you guys remember, but it had a little Spartan head up there. Now it has the little Mina symbol. That's letting me know that I'm in a Mina recording. So now when I hit this record button.
And that's important to point out, Cameron, because if you were to go to another job and go to start a new project, it will not allow you to. So once we get done, we'll show our viewers how to close that project and get that Spartan head back on that screen.
Yep, exactly. So we're going to press this record button here. Now it's actually going to give me all of that information that I typed directly on the screen and ask me to make a comment. So I can just put start, I can put anything I want, or I can just put nothing and just hit OK. At this point, the recording has begun. So now as I'm going through with my advanced survey, I could be moving down the line. Footage counter would be counting up if I'm spinning the reel. And just going through the whole recording. As I'm going through, I can take a picture whenever I want. So if I wanted to take a picture of that, obviously that's a floor, it's going to ask me to put a comment. So the reason for that is because this has what's called Mina on it, and that's actually an app on your phone as well that allows you to create a PDF report for this survey. So if you just want to send someone a quick little snapshot of what you've done before you have the time to really send the whole file, because obviously a large recording is a pretty large file, it won't go through email, you can actually create that report directly from this box. And every time I take a picture, it'll save that comment with that picture, so it shows them that on that app. So I'm going to hit enter or OK, either or, and just go about through my recording, exactly pushing this down the line as I would. So to end this, you're just going to press this little end key right here, just like we did on the other one, on the basic
Hey, Cameron?
Yeah?
Hey, so we've got internal storage, but what if I've got an SD card or a flash drive of some sort?
That is a great question. So we have these slots right underneath this flap here. The flap needs to be down for it to be watertight, but if we're in a situation where we have an SD card or a USB, we have two different USB card slots and an SD card slot. If I plug a USB or an SD into it, it'll automatically record to that. So it's really easy to get those files. And I'll go over with the survey. Or what?
Can I narrate? Can I narrate or record voice on there?
You can. You would just need to plug a headset into these two slots right there.
Sweet.
All right. And I'll go over, once we're done with the survey, how to take that file off. And once you're done with all of that, how to erase it, so we can keep our space on this box clean.
So right now, Cameron, even though that you're done recording in this survey, I still see the Mina icon on the screen.
So at this point, the box is getting me ready to do my next camera recording. So my next spot on that site. So if I wanted to go through that clean out 2 to clean out 3, if it was a long run like that, this is when I could go over there. But it's also letting me know with that Mina that I'm still in that situation. So we're going to go ahead and press that Mina key again. Now it gives us a whole lot more information. So if I did need to do another section, I would hit new section. At that point, I could re-enter that run information with the updated information, record that, and keep on going. This keeps it all under that same file for easy transferring and easy organization inside the box.
Awesome.
I can close the project if I was done. I can finalize report. I know I was talking briefly about that Mina app. Finalizing the report makes the box create that PDF report with all of that information I typed, as well as any pictures I've taken and the comments I've made. I can add a site image that's also for that report. So if I was done and I just want to take a picture of the house or the building that I was in, I can add that site image to that report, insert map overview. That app also has a map that you can customize through Google Maps with a top-down view of your project that you're working with, and an engineering notes if I wanted to enter some special notes on this. I'm going to hit close project. So now when we look back up there, our Spartan head is back. So now we've completely exited that. We've saved that. It is now inside that hard drive. Now, if I wanted to find that file and show it to a customer or copy it to a USB drive so I could hand it to the customer right there, I would press this file key. Looks like a couple file folders. And now on the screen, it's going to show me internal storage, highlighted in blue. So if there was a USB or an SD card, it would tell me USB 1, USB 2, or SD under here. So I'm going to select internal storage. Now we see two different kind of drop boxes. The next subfolders, we have survey.bas. So all of my basic surveys are going to be in this folder. So every time I've just pressed that record button and it's recorded, it saves it in that file. Under there, it goes even more in depth, and it tells me the date and time that I started that recording. Now we're going to go back. Now this is our advanced survey, that one I typed out. Remember, I made that file name as Spartan. So now it says spartan.survey. Now under here, it would be all the different runs I recorded. So clean out 1, clean out 2, so on and so forth. If I go in there, then I can view the video and the images all right on the box. Now, that's just kind of going in to look at it. If I wanted to give this to a customer on a USB and I have it on the hard drive, it's pretty easy to transfer it over. It's just Control, the CTRL, and C. You press those two at the same time, and it's going to give you this drop down telling you which USB or which device you'd like to transfer it to. Right now, we don't have anything in there, so it's just telling me there's nothing available to copy it to.
Now, how do we delete that file, Cameron?
So when I'm done and I want to delete it, I just highlight the file I want to delete, and it's simply the backspace key. So at that point, I can highlight OK or cancel.
Easy.
Pretty easy. I hit OK, it's gone. That's not my problem anymore.
Yeah, Eric, that's one thing that our customers talk about all the time is how easy to use this system is. Again, the technicians can get on a job site and simply hit record, or if they want to go more in depth, then they can get into the survey section itself. And again, navigating all these keys, guys, is very simple. We have a settings key here, and that takes us into the settings box, which has our coiler, which is pretty cool because with this system, again, as I said before, we have the 130-foot reel here, and we have a 200-foot reel here. Now, if we want the full system with a 200-foot run, but we don't need an extra control box, we can actually just switch that coiler. So that coiler now, we can switch it between an L200 down to the 330, and that's what recalibrates the counter itself. So that's what is really versatile about these units here, is that we can use this control box with any unit that we have. We can change text and graphics. We have general, which tells you, our unit settings. We can factory reset. Our Wi-Fi here, which this unit is Wi-Fi capable. WinCan, which is basically our Mina app, which Eric and I will touch on briefly as we're talking about later episodes, because that will definitely be a 1 hour full training of just Mina. And what's really cool is we have the status button here. So this status button actually tells us, it runs just like a stoplight, right? So we have battery too hot, circuit fault, humidity, tamper, battery too cold, battery life, shock, and maintenance. And it's got our software, our firmware on here so that your technicians know that they're up to date. Now, Eric, one thing that I really like about this camera system is there's an accelerometer inside of this head. What the accelerometer does is it accelerometer. Can you spell that?
Maybe on the next episode.
We'll put M on the spot when we get done today.
Okay. All right. That sounds good.
So what's cool about the accelerometer is, listen, the mindset of a technician, Eric owns his own plumbing company. If I damage this, he's rich. He's going to buy another one. Unfortunately, that's how some technicians think. So they get mad at a job or something happened during that day, and they take this camera and they throw it in the back of the truck. Well, what this does is that'll put a timestamp on here. So we know what force it fell from. It puts that internal timestamp in that we can, on the back end, get in and look at and find out which technician actually signed that camera out. So that's one thing that business owners really like about this camera system. And again, as Cameron mentioned, I mean, this is our tough system. You know, this is a system that's going on the back of your lining trailers. We're putting this down in ditches. You know, she is a very, very stout camera.
Yeah, no, that's right. And yeah, the accelerometer, that status screen is great. We are the only ones that can get into that here in at the plant in Niles, Michigan. Our technicians in the camera room can go in and pull the reports and get that information related to what we're seeing on the screen there. So for the business owner, it's a lot of peace of mind. Being able to pinpoint when and how something happened as it relates to equipment. Because again, you hand a technician a camera and they go off in the truck, and you know, you've got no control really from the minute they leave till they get back. And so it can be tough to prove and pinpoint when an issue occurred.
Absolutely. And a key feature of this camera head, Eric, this is actually a glare-proof camera head and a glare-proof screen on our control box. So as you noticed, I mean, we were in here with all these fluorescent lights in Cameron's workshop here, and you know, we put it right up to the light, and the camera is very clear. So those days of like today, when it's 100 degrees outside and we had to take a Carhartt hood and throw it over the box, those days are gone. I mean, how cool is it to be able to go outside in direct sunlight and be able to do a survey?
Yeah, awesome picture in direct sunlight.
So, all right, Eric, anything else to add?
No, I just think, you know, we've touched a little bit on the sizes, the versatility, you know, 130 feet up to 400. Push rods on the larger 400 systems are going to be, you know, you're down to a 5 mil push rod on the small system. You get up to the XL400 and you're looking at a 14 mil push rod. So push rod size obviously does change depending on the reel. But as we discussed a little earlier, there are coiler settings. So one box is fully functional for whatever reel you're using. So that's another real versatile piece of this tool.
Yeah, and guys, I just want to throw out there. So Cameron, thank you very much for joining us today. Cameron Weber, out of our 30 territory managers out there, is by far the most knowledgeable on these camera systems when it comes to locators, when it comes to our transmitters. Cameron is definitely our go-to if we have any technical questions out in the field. So Emily, do me a favor. Can you go ahead and put Cameron's contact info in a link below? And guys, you know, you can always reach out to your territory managers, but if you got a question on any of the camera systems, locators, transmitters, I mean, Cameron has gotten so good that he does not need to have a camera system, a locator, or a transmitter in front of him to go over technical things on the phone. I mean, Eric, we were at this past wet show. We got done for the day, and Cameron was joining our group to go to dinner, and he was lagging behind. We walked back, said, "Hey, what's going on?" And here's Cameron. And Cameron, go ahead and do it. He's got his arm out like he's actually locating on the phone with a customer and walk this customer through a training. So, we're very prideful of our territory managers and their knowledge. And, you don't find anybody better on the camera systems than Cameron. So, Cameron,
Absolutely.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for joining us. And we appreciate everything you do here.
Thanks, Cameron. Well, that was another good episode there, Em. Cameron's a good guy. He did a good job on the Explorer there for us today. So I know, guys, a lot of some of those pictures might have been a little hard to see. We plan on doing more videos that we'll be getting up on YouTube in the not too very distant future. So we will go over the Explorer series again and have a little more detailed video for you guys. We're going to do the same thing with a power feed video. Had a lot of requests for that. So keep tabs on our YouTube page, and we'll be uploading videos on a regular basis for you.
Yeah, so again, Cameron had touched on the Mina app that we have. And again, guys, we wanted to go over, basic operations and how to record a high-level survey on today's Procast. The Mina training will be at least an hour long, so we will give you guys definitely a heads up for that. But that is an incredible tool. That is an episode that you guys don't want to miss. Hopefully we can get through it in 1 hour, but guys that are out there doing apartment buildings or commercial buildings, this actually takes, like Cameron said, Google Maps, and we can map out the whole unit. So when you send your technicians to Eric's apartment complex, right, instead of saying, hey, catch basin, I don't know, one of them are stopped up. Now we have this Mina report that we can actually pinpoint, and instead of sending my tech out there for 20 minutes looking for which catch basin, we can say catch basin 2 or 3. I mean, this is just an awesome tool, and especially you want to talk about pricing for your homeowners. I mean, you put an app like this and a report in front of a homeowner, they're not questioning what you're charging for a camera inspection. So it's an awesome app, and I'm really excited to get that one out to you. So
absolutely.
Emily, what do we got next week?
We lost Emily's audio.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
I thought you were pulling a fast one there, Em.
No, I forgot to unmute myself. Next week, we're going to do Meet the Team with Charles Samuel from our jet department. Charles has been with Spartan for a long time. He's really knowledgeable. He's a great guy. So I think you guys are really going to like that.
Emily, I got one question now. Did you have to Google accelerometer?
No, I didn't.
Yes, you are.
I'm pretty smart.
Yes, you
I don't know
are.
if you know that.
Cameron's face got a little blush. He thought I was going to put him on the spot and try to get rid of that. I wouldn't do that to him today on a Friday.
Awesome episode, guys.
Yeah, Eric, anything else?
No, I think that's it. Everybody have a great weekend.
Yeah. Again, guys, stay safe out there. We're not through this yet. We're not out of the woods. So, again, continue to assume that everybody has a virus. We want to get out to you and as soon as we can, but we all got to do our part to stay safe. So have a nice, relaxing weekend. Sewer Raiders, signing off.